Hey guys, Jeremy Hood here. Just took a friend to the shooting range today and wanted to make a little video of how I clean my guns, just in case that's helpful. And if not, oh well. So this is the gun I'm going to be using. Number one, pop the magazine out. Number two, check the chamber, make sure it's empty. And then we're going to tear down the gun. In this case it's a SIG, so I'm going to latch it open with that latch, and then the takedown lever is here. So I'll put the takedown lever down and then release this, and then it just comes apart. So that's the bottom of the gun. Here's the top of the gun. I'm flipping it around so the barrel's pointed at my belly. And this spring, I'm going to push it down a little bit and then take it out. And then be sure you keep your finger on it, because if you don't, this could go flying. Which might be okay, who knows. So that's the spring for the action. And then, then the barrel. This is the barrel right here. So I'm just grabbing this part here, slide it forward a bit, and then pull it out. So that's the barrel. Okay. And that's as much as I'm going to take apart, because I don't know how to do any more. Before I get much farther, I have my nifty little box full of cleaning junk that I bought on Amazon. But really this boils down to a brush, a barrel cleaning brush of some sort, and some sort of a rod to stick it down in the barrel. So what I typically do, I'll put my finger on one side of the barrel, and I also have this can of gun oil. This gun oil, according to the sticker that's really faded, was $8, and I probably bought it 15 years ago, so it lasts a very long time. This one's 10 ounces. I see them on Amazon for about, I think it's 8 ounces for about $6. So it's not 6 or 7. So it's not ridiculously expensive or anything. So just shake that guy up, get a little bit of oil in there, and I tip it the other way, get the oil into the brush. Just go back and forth a couple of times. And now that should get all the dirt nice and loose. And grab a paper towel, roll it like a booger. What you're supposed to do is grab one of these from your reloading kit and put a cotton swab through there and then slide that through the barrel. This seems to work just as well for me. And I leave it a little poofy and just kind of pull it through. And you can see all the grodies that came off of the barrel. So, and then I'll usually hold the barrel against the light, kind of turn it around, make sure it's nice and clean. Looks pretty good to me. And I keep an old toothbrush. Clearly not one I'd want to use anymore. Then the bottom of the gun, I'll just kind of spray some oil around. Take my little toothbrush. And I'm just trying to get all those grodies loosened up. And I can wipe up a little bit here, but I'm certainly not going to get all in those little nooks and crannies. So what I do is lock my finger around here really tightly and just fling all that oil out as best I can, the dirty oil. And you could give it another coat if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I typically don't. And here's the action of the gun. And then in the back's where the striker fire is. So give that a little oil too. all these grodies nice and loosened up. And then the way semi-autos are designed, there's a nice hole in there. Do not drop the gun when you're flinging it. It won't go off or anything, but you'll sure hurt it. And I just kind of fling that oil. It gets all over the place, but at least it's not in my gun. Keeping it dirty, so get all that dirty oil out. Most of it, and what's left will lubricate the gun nicely. That's pretty close to all I do on a regular basis. I try and stay in a habit of doing this every single time I go to the range. Some people probably do it every 1,000 rounds, I think. Probably reasonable, but read your owner's manual. Good thing about that action spring, they typically design them so it only goes in one way. So don't worry about getting it in the wrong way. Now my lever's gone up and I can't just pull it down, so I have to lift this up and then pull it down to get it back down. But that has to be in the release state in order to go back together. So I'm going to pull it back and then lift this lever, or I'm sorry, push the lever back. I'll try and do this backwards of normal, but I push that back, and if the lever went automatically that time, so that's good. And then my gun's ready again. Now I know there's nothing in it. I've just checked the barrel, the magazine, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger to release the tension off the striker. That spring, it doesn't need to sit in tension. And then you could take your magazine, take all the rounds out, and the way you take the if you want to clean the magazine, I do this maybe once a year, every couple of years or so. You just take all the rounds out. And then just take a little pokey thing. I'm just grabbing whatever's close by. And in this case, that little thing, you just push up on it and slide this forward. And again, this is a spring, so keep your finger on it. Otherwise, it's going to go boing and go flying everywhere. And then you can take your magazine apart and clean it out to your heart's content with probably an oil, toothbrush, fling it, that kind of thing. Okay, I'm not going to do that right this second. This one does seem to be holding itself in, so that's a nice design that SIG has. But anyway, put your finger on there, on yours, just in case. And then the gun's ready. Now, personal preference of mine, I never keep one in the chamber. That's my safety. Without one in the chamber, you can pull the trigger all day long. It won't do anything. It won't, hang on a second, Evie. It won't fire anything until you actually chamber around. So you would have the magazine in, chamber it, and then it's ready to fire. But in my case, I'm keeping it empty as a safety. And then the kids and all, they know better. But if they find my gun, they won't be able to hurt themselves. And they don't have the strength to pull back that action, because it's pretty hard. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful.